The Devils dine on Liverpool blood. And, of course, international coaches having it out with their club counterparts. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Remember, if you are joining as a new user on the Betway app, use the affiliate code Onside ZA. It helps us out a lot. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
Yes, sir.
Tepi, hello, darling.
Hello, sweetness. I'm so happy to be back.
I'm sure the ballers are happy to see you as well. And everybody's favorite super sub.
Danko.
Guys, I feel so bad whenever I want to start on FA Cup action because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling vibey. I'm happy.
Just say you're
I'm
happy.
happy.
And you know, my friend, may I just say this? Now, Len Moleko on the group said that he is going to drink your tears or something to that effect. So I want to ask Len,
Me?
speaking of tears.
Whose tears did I say I was going to drink?
Yes, I remember on the group.
It's important to read and understand what's been written.
Okay, so please give me context.
Oh, Tepi.
Whoever was reading what you
Give me context, please.
I did not. Why would I drink tears anyway?
Bro.
Ew.
No, bro, because the thing about you, ne, is that you always say that, especially when a team has lost, and especially a team that you don't necessarily like, you always say we're going to be drinking their tears. So I
which
might have
team did I
gotten the
say that about?
context incorrect.
Wait, okay, please remember, which team did I say I'm going to do that to? Oh, who did I say I'm going to do that to?
In fact, I think you were referring to the Liverpool and Manchester United match.
But you're saying I always want to drink tears.
We said that about Nigeria. But
Really?
unfortunately, yes, Len.
Is that the start you were hoping for, Marco?
Hey,
No.
it's more dramatic.
After that beautiful intro.
I was hoping that we were going to start with, instead of drinking anything, we were going to start with talking about how pirates were eating Hungry Lion all week.
Yeah, I know we had some drumstick for supper, eh?
Baguette.
Let's kick it off there. Well, lots of comments of Manchester's blue ballers. Thank you so much for joining us and for commenting.
Manchester's blue ballers.
Hey, but let's be honest.
Why is it
Manchester is blue, but let's just be happy that it's red.
Yeah, but that comment, it's offside.
It's too shaded.
No, it's offside.
What does it even mean? I'm confused.
Normally, you'll say Manchester is red or Manchester is blue after Manchester derby. But Manchester United fans haven't been able to say Manchester is red in such a long time that we're bringing all of Liverpool's red and our red back to Manchester. We took their red shirts, took our own red shirts. We're going back and we're going to Wembley for a semi-final.
Okay, so
The bowler saying it's blue.
Some are saying blue.
So
Okay, that's fair.
No. Here's my deduction of it. If we look at the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
And we look at the two fixtures. City was playing
Newcastle.
Newcastle United.
Yeah.
All right. Newcastle, team on the down. Manchester United were playing Liverpool, a team on the up.
Yep.
A team that nobody gave them a chance to beat.
Including yourself.
I did not want to drink anybody's tears. Leave me alone with tears.
Guys,
I'm working with you here, Tip. You
guys.
see?
So effectively, Man United won the tougher fixture in the quarterfinals. Hence, the color red should be more of a shading in Manchester than blue.
Absolutely. I mean, Man United fans will be much happier with their quarterfinal win than Manchester City fans.
Hey, man, if
win is a win,
if
though.
it makes United fans sleep at night, then it's red.
Give us some Manchester roses to carry for the day.
Red roses, you mean.
Let's get back to Nedbank Cup. Let's start off on that fixture. Hungry Lions, we didn't expect much. We did say last week that it's going to be easy pickings for Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, and definitely, and especially going to Orlando as Godin, it's always a difficult ground to play. And one thing that I want to mention in this show is how Orlando Pirates fans turned out for that fixture. You can just see that there is some sort of vibe going on, and I think they believe that Orlando Pirates is going to go all the way. And you could see in that stadium that, geez, these guys have really, really shown up. And coming to the game, it was a brilliant game, and
The second half was. I don't think the first half was. Pirates were very wasteful in the first half. It looked like they. Who's playing Candy Crush?
It's not Candy Crush,
It's an
Lemoleko.
ad on YouTube, guys.
Guys,
Because I'm watching. Yeah, it's an ad.
Okay.
You know what, guys? Don't ruin my joke, okay?
Which one?
Because
Please.
Tippy's not playing Candy Crush. She is currently playing Red Rockets. the new Betway game, where you can win big with Betway and you get way more. But please go on with what you were saying about the fixture.
Yeah, I think Pirates was very wasteful in the first half. They obviously got the first goal, which and they almost became, is it the right word to use? They became lethargic. It's as if like they didn't have any ideas. It's only in the second half when they came out and they were now ready to punish Hungry Lions. And with the score being 1-0, at any given time, Hungry Lions actually believe that, okay, cool, we score one goal, we're back in this game. We score one goal, we're back in this game. But experience and obviously being a DStv Premiership side and with the quality of players that Orlando Pirates have, eventually Hungry Lions got dismantled and Pirates went on a scoring spree.
Do you think that that is the way to approach cup competitions against lower league sides?
Maybe when you
Start
say
slow,
yes,
let them get tired. You're going to maintain ball possession more. You don't need to be as enterprising in the first half and then switch it on when they've run their legs off.
precisely. So maybe his definition of them being lethargic was them just conserving or preserving energy, or just be
They
controlling
didn't
the game.
look enterprising, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, from a results perspective, is that not the best way to achieve results in a cup fixture against lesser league sides?
I don't think so. Because also remember, if I'm Hungry Lions or I'm Milford or I'm whoever,
Crystal,
Crystal Lake or Ravens
the Generals.
or the Generals as well, I'm going into that game to prove a point. Yes, my level of fitness might not be the same as a Sundowns or a Chiefs or a Pirates or a SuperSport United, but I'm going to run my socks off because at the same time, I'm looking for Jose Rivero to be looking at me, or Kevin Johnson, or Rulani Mokoena, or Gavin Hunt. So it's firstly, that can work either way, right? Because
You might get in your head and overplay or
Yes.
whatever. Or we see it a lot with, like you say, lower league sides, is that they play their hearts out. And it's amazing how that desire for a big stage, a stage that Pirates is on week in, week out, that desire for a big stage can make you run the 90 minutes.
And as well, it's a case of, I'm of the belief rather that if you are playing a team from the lower leagues, statement in the first 10, 15 minutes. I think Sundowns did the same thing against La Masia.
Well, they couldn't do it with Maritzburg.
No.
Maritzburg is not necessarily a lower league team.
They're
It
not. They
is.
were in the top flight.
No, they are, but they've got experience of top
They
flight
are.
football.
They've been in the top flight.
Yeah,
Yes.
fair.
So, like with a team like La Masia, when Sundowns were starting the Nedbank Cup journey, Sundowns were very direct. Like I think the first 15 minutes they were already 2-0 up, and by then what you do is you actually you demoralize the opponent already, and then from there you can just have a kickabout.
But that can be said about Orlando Pirates when they played Crystal. I mean, they scored 4 goals, I believe, in the first half.
Similar thing. So
Yep.
I'm just disputing, or I'm just being on the opposite of.
Yeah.
See,
what
my
in this
thing
case,
is
yeah.
my thing is that, yes, of course, the desire is to perhaps get it done early, maybe even make substitutions, rest some players, etc. But to avoid an upset, if you don't push and get hit on the counter, which is the best opportunity for a lower league side, you push, they counter attack, they score a goal, and then all of a sudden it's tough for you. So I just wonder if maybe perhaps that's the formula. Speaking of teams in the lower leagues, it's not necessarily far in the lower leagues, but they're not a lower league club when it comes to cup competition, Tux.
Yeah, the structures in that place are just out of this world.
Especially the physical part of the game. They've got it on the lock.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But as well, when we spoke, was it last week on the show, when I said if I'm Swallows, I'm really just going to relinquish the Nedbank Cup and worry about bigger problems that I have.
We were saying that
But
they
wouldn't it
shouldn't
have to be
have
the
that
contrary?
mentality.
Yes.
No, well, you don't want extra games. Swallows
agree.
already struggling with squad depth.
Yes,
The
I
squad size has been impacted.
Yes,
So you
but-
don't want the extra games. But I understand what you're saying as well. You want the
because, I mean,
confidence.
Yes, the confidence also. But if you were to excel and get as far as the finals and eventually win, there's also money which will assist you because you are going through financial ruins.
It's not. I don't think it's not worth your
Your energy.
Your status.
energy, your status, because you end up going to the Nedbank Cup final, right? Which is played a week after the season finishes, ne?
Yeah. At the end of the season,
And then the following weekend is Nedbank Cup final.
That's it, yeah.
And then the following week you are gonna be playing playoffs because they might find themselves in that.
Is that what we're saying already?
It
Are we
could be.
saying this, guys?
It's highly probable. They're not looking good, and wherever they're sitting, they just
I still think they're
two
too
Can we
games
say
away.
that,
If
guys?
they lose their next 2 games, it's open. It's open for
It's
everyone.
open season.
It's open season.
Marco?
Swallows are already in their nest. I'm not too worried about what they're going to achieve this season. 'cause
And if
it's
you
not
look
much.
sorry Marco, if you look at Cape Town Spurs, they look like now their fortunes have turned around.
Yeah.
And they pushing to be like, yo, you know what? We're gonna fight until the last game.
Yeah, because they're not losing now. It's either they're winning or they're
A
drawing.
draw. Yep.
You know, so Swallows are really in a dangerous position.
Them and Richards Bay, actually.
Yeah, it's that 15th position. It's gonna linger around those 3. You know.
Yeah, the thing is, I think if I were to see either Cape Town Spurs or Richards Bay in that 15th position, I think they keep their status in 15th. If Swallows are in 15th position,
You reckon they're gone?
I trust them less.
But history shows us that a lot of times PSL teams that finishes 15th,
Cheaper.
they tend to retain their
They
status.
do.
Yes,
Cheaper
yes.
did
Did
that. They've
Maritzburg-
done it at least more than once.
But Cape Town Spurs were phenomenal in that promotion.
But
play.
also we must take into account, right? Look at the MFC, right? Who is in 1, 2, and 3? Because the points margin are not that different, or they're not that far apart, rather.
Okay.
I think Orbit College is there.
MFC,
Orbit is-
you
Orbit
throw me
and-
off there. Flip.
Motsepe Football League, friend.
No,
Motsepe Football.
No, Motepa
Foundation
Foundation Championship.
Championship.
Yeah,
There
I'm
we
thinking
go.
they loan people, man.
Oh, the
MFC,
the Green Bank.
No,
man.
I know. Like, agri players also get loaned, so I see where the confusion comes in.
Wow.
Orbit College is there and thereabout. Amatax is there and thereabout.
Yeah.
I just forgot who the other team is.
me
The
check
third
now.
team, because it's also very close. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And remember, 2 and 3 play whoever finishes 15 to determine who stays down. And Orbit is a team that has just come out of nowhere, and because they got promoted now from the
It's Magesi number 1, Pretoria.
Magesi,
Yes,
yes.
Magesi, Pretoria U, and Orbit at third position.
Yes. So you look at those 3 teams, any of them would fancy their chance against whoever it is that finishes at 15th. So and the prize
Tuks
money
just proved it.
exactly by beating Swallows. So if they meet Swallows in the playoffs, they're gonna be like, we fancy our opportunity here. And playing at the Tuck Stadium is not one of the easiest things you can do. Very compact stadium. Remember how the old Bidvest Stadium used to be?
Yeah,
Almost similar. And teams get slaughtered there.
Yeah,
But
for
let's
sure.
not also just, sort of not consider just what pure faith, pure hard work, sometimes desperation will do for you. And if it gets to a point where, a Swallows might find themselves, in the playoffs, they might also surprise us.
Oh, no, of course.
These things happen.
there
We've
for the
seen them
taking.
happen in the past.
It's there for the taking.
That's it.
There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that.
We've
It's
seen
just that
Cheaper go through it. And I mean, look at them now. They are still in the top flight. So as much as Swallows right now is going through the most, but I mean, I'm yet to see them really, number one, get relegated and have to play.
But with Chipa, remember, Mr. Mpengesi,
Yeah. He gets his Litono Siema when things go bad.
so like 5 games or 4 or 5 games towards the end of the season, when things are really looking bad, then Dance would be called in to come rescue them.
yeah, true.
Or Litono Siema. That's the one person
He has never
Siema-
really rescued.
Not
before.
rescued them.
No, he plays him. He's the one that is in. He plays Godi playoffs. He's done it in the previous season or the season before, where he comes in, he does that, and then he leaves. Check.
Boy, I just have to
Check,
check.
yeah.
Yes. I know Dance is
Yeah.
a culprit.
Yeah.
Every time gets called on, so I'm like, okay, cool, come through, assist us, what. In it, they go through playoffs, and Dance is a man who actually has rescued a number of teams. You just don't start him with a season, otherwise you see flames.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
another
Chipper
thing,
United,
sorry,
they
maybe-
made hard work of their FA Cup, their Nedbank Cup fixture against Ravens. They needed extra time.
Yeah, I was
They
actually surprised
scored,
with that.
they
eh?
conceded in the first 5 minutes, waited till the very end to equalize, and they needed extra time to progress.
I was actually very surprised with how they fared in their game against Ravens. I thought Chipa, like Stellies, like SuperSport United, even though SuperSport United was playing a fellow DSTV Premiership team,
Opposite ends of the log, but yes.
like Sundowns, they would like Pirates did. They would
TS.
make like TS Galaxy. They would make easy work of their opponents, but no. They had to do it the hard way. But I suppose
I mean, having a red card as well also played a part. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know, you're playing
they-
10 against.
Yeah, they trailed for 40 minutes
Yeah, and
before that red card.
And they got the red card. You know, it's difficult, you know, to come back mentally as well when you know that
You're a goal down, a
you're a
man
goal
down.
down.
but you are playing against Ravens, man.
That's so Raven, man.
Cash. Cash.
Wrapping up the next of your round of 16 fixtures, SuperSport United, as we mentioned, beating Richards Bay 3-1, comfortable. They looked like they were cruising throughout most of the match. They just maintained it and managed it.
That Campbell kid.
Oh, what a player.
That Campbell kid.
Now, we know where he's going to be next year.
Hey,
No.
is that a Campbell jersey already? What a player.
Just reveal him already, eh?
Just need to give him a number, man.
I,
But actually on that, and I know I said on this very
Chair you're sitting on.
Yes, on this very platform, Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. And I said, what is the obsession of sending our youngsters overseas? I really think he needs to go.
Overseas.
Yes. I really think he needs
Why
to
did
go.
you change
Listen,
your tune?
there's two places that he's really going to be the best player that he can be. If you're looking from a Bafana perspective and we want the best quality player, whatever, it's overseas, he should go to Europe,
Yes.
which he can. I think he's got
Yes.
that talent. Or Sundowns.
We can't do this all the time.
But see the
But
problem,
that makes the best players.
yeah. See the problem with Sundowns,
And
is,
they've
right?
got the dough.
Yeah.
The problem with Sundowns. Oh, you can go to Al Ahly or Wydad. That's also
Yeah,
overseas, right?
Yeah.
That's overseas.
Okay.
What's he?
No.
It's
Yeah, it's
continental.
overseas.
No,
No,
it's-
we go
it's
this way when we go.
Yes. But I'll go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
The problem.
What a mess.
Like, what is this? What are we doing here?
The problem with Sundowns, I feel, right?
Is this a rent?
No.
The rent is coming. Hey, we're building up here.
The problem with Sundowns is, right, there's yes, I know they're playing across many fronts. They're looking like they might just get the nod of going to the FIFA Club World Cup. There's the Africa Football League. There's
CAF.
the DSTV Premiership. There's the Champions League. There's the Nedbank Cup. There's the MTN 8.
MTN,
There's the
Telkom.
Carling. So
Oh, we
that's
don't have Telkom anymore.
That's a lot of competitions to be competing in.
But they have all the players.
But then, how do you prioritize? See, and then you're going to get Rulani Mokwena saying, he's like, oh, my players are injured. They can't play for the national team.
That is a very good Rulani impression.
Oh.
Try it again.
I don't
No,
think you
but
could do it that well twice.
Yeah, and it's crazy, you know. And I agree with Hugo in this regard. If you're gonna have players that are injured, at least communicate with the national team. I feel like yes, he's got a right to say that these players are injured, but if we are gonna build a national team that is gonna be formidable, if we are gonna have a national team that we're all proud of, we need national team coach and the PSL coaches aligned, you know, in the ambitions to achieve that. And right now, I feel like there's a disconnect, you know, between the two, you know, and that just proves it. You know what I mean?
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Okay, debate. Let's go.
Coach Hugo,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
knows very well that, cool, we're playing Andorra. There's 16 teams in the DSTV Premiership,
Yeah.
and that's minus all the other players who play overseas.
Yeah.
Why are you going to make a squad that consists primarily of Sundowns players? Because those players go perform internationally in friendlies.
What are you? What is it?
Wait, I'm coming.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Players get injured.
Yeah.
It becomes a responsibility of the club for that player to be sorted out. Right. It's Andorra. What benefits are we getting as a Sundowns with our players playing Andorra Why should it not be the case of Coach Bruce saying, okay, there are 16 teams. Of the 16 teams, here are so many midfield players or midfield players that I can pick from SuperSport, Kaizer Chiefs, what, in.
Yeah.
Let me try other players and give them the opportunity in the national team, as opposed to always saying, Sundowns, it's easy there. I'm just going to take
Len,
a
Let me
that's
answer.
the-
Wait.
Okay.
Let me respond to Len.
Sure.
So Len, these are two issues. I agree with you on that. I'm saying the principle behind what Rolani did, it's wrong.
It's not, but it's
listen.
what a lot of coaches are doing abroad.
Listen.
Pep Guardiola did the same
Are you
thing.
going to give me a chance
Sir
to talk?
Alex Ferguson did as well, but yes, please go on, sir.
So what I'm saying is, Len, I agree with you fully when you say there are enough players out there. But what I'm saying is, if ever there's like communication that needs to happen, you can't go into the media. You have to communicate with the national team first and then send them the medical report and take it from there. You can't just, the national team coach can't hear from the media that the players that he has selected are injured. I'm saying that there is a disconnect in terms of communication. As to whether he needs to pick from SuperSport or Chippa United, I agree with you on that one. But I'm saying right now, the principle is you have to communicate. There has to be a better relationship between national team coach and PSL team coaches. That's all I'm saying.
Has it ever been there though?
It does not matter. But what I'm saying is...
It's your responsibility to do that.
And this is what Hugo Bruce is trying to build. Hence, he had a meeting with Ivan Koza to try and set up a meeting with the with the PSL coaches, so that there is that understanding and relationship in order to have a good side. That is Bafana.
So
I agree
Okay.
fully. I actually agree fully, Super Sub.
Yeah.
I just want to head to the comments here a
yes,
little.
And while you go through the comments, speaking of Irvin Koza, the story is that he says that he's not going to rally to be president come November 2024. So if Hugo Bruce right now is having conversations with him, it's not going to be something that he's going to have control over in future. And secondly,
But who must he speak to now?
yes, we'll see. Secondly, Len
the
Moleko.
Hawks.
Oh, we're getting there. And we're getting there. The other thing Len, and I agree with you when you say that he has to, go to all different teams as opposed to just going to Mamelodi Sundowns. But sometimes it's a curse and a blessing for Mamelodi Sundowns that they are the go-to team that, the national coach would want to go to. And it comes with the territory, unfortunately, if you are doing well and clearly has built some rapport, with the players. So it becomes a natural choice for him to go for Mamelodi Sundowns players as opposed to wanting to, open up, opportunities for other players.
I understand that notion, right?
Yes.
The gift and the curse part.
Yes.
But at the same time, it means Hugo Bruce is being disingenuous.
That
because
too.
he's making his what do you call it? He's only fishing in Bramfontein. He doesn't come to Rosebank.
Yeah, his pool is small. Yeah.
He's
It
taking
does
the
not
best
matter.
players at his disposal.
That's what I'm
he's taking
saying.
the best. If Mamelodi Sundowns
but
has
I-
best players, he's going to pick them.
That's what
I
I'm
agree with you
saying.
fully, Super Sub. This is all redundant conversation.
Precisely.
It's like your girlfriend saying to you, "Where were you
Oh,
last
you
night?"
doing the
And you
girlfriend.
saying, we're talking here." You say your girlfriend says to you, "Where were you last night?"
Yeah.
And you say, "I didn't cheat on you." That's not the point. I want communication.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening.
My
It's
point-
like
All I'm
Sundowns is
saying-
saying, "I didn't cheat on you."
Yeah. And
But
also,
it's like, where were you?
had
you know what I'm
he
saying?
won the AFCON with the very same squad that he has picked, Len would have been the first person jumping up and down of joy. When Spain won the 2010 World Cup,
I jumped for joy.
you would have been the first one.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When Spain won the 2010 World Cup, where were the majority of players coming from?
But that's a World
Barcelona
Cup.
and Real
It's
Madrid.
World,
yeah.
no,
I'm not
It's
disputing.
World Cup. It's off season. Come on.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying that we can't now discard Coach Hugo based on that. We can't call him disingenuous based on that.
But also, when Super Sub, if we look at this, in terms of what's actually happening now in world football, Mahrez is pulled out of the Algerian squad to play the two internationals. I don't know who Algeria is playing this week, and the Bafana game next week. He pulled out. Thomas Partey pulled out, said he's not available for selection for Ghana. I think Gabriel, the Arsenal defender, also did the same thing. So there's quite a number of players who are actually pulling out of playing this specific.
It does not excuse the lack of communication. So I'm
That's
calling
all.
half time. That's all.
That's all.
That's
think
I
we
agree
agreeing
completely.
here. I'm just like we
you,
agreeing here.
You can skip 2 friendlies. If you had a better communication with between Rulani and Bruce, and then Rulani phones up Bruce, he's like, listen, it's friendly games.
Give me a break.
Give other guys a break. A phone call?
Yeah, do you
Give
know
my
who
guys a
family
break.
is?
I've got a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was the media. It was this and
No,
that.
I think just to sum it up, I think generally Rulani has a very bad, from what I've seen, he's got a very bad relationship with a lot of the foreign coaches in South Africa. That's what I've known. That's a kind of vibe that I've picked up.
Who's a lot? Mention another one.
Siad Ramovic.
And
He said something, but it was taken out of context, but it's fine. Sometimes I feel like he says things and people just interpret them the way they interpret them. Because he said one day he would like to become an assistant to Ernst Minodorp. But people thought he was actually mocking Ernst Minodorp.
that's not here nor there.
Who's
But
that,
anyway.
Roland?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going through the comments now. Didope, I've got a few from you. Yeah, making me laugh today. I so wish Cape Town Spurs can be given a 3rd game with Pirates before they get relegated.
Unfortunately, they only get 2
No more fixtures against Pirates.
4 out of
because they
6.
got 4 points out of Orlando
Yes,
Pirates.
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6 points. Yeah,
Sure.
terrific return against Pirates. He also says Rulani don't want Sundowns players for friendly games. Sundowns players must be cancelled for next 3 seasons. Sure.
Good luck going to the World Cup.
And then he's also got a cheeky comment here saying how Luis Diaz is still pocketed by Dello. Very funny. The CEO saying, remember Sundowns is getting 1 billion rand from Club World Cup.
Well, if they qualify,
And
because that's dependent on them. I think
A
either
billion
when
rand or dollars?
no, it's rand.
a billion rand. So it's
million US converted
dollars
to
yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's about 900 something millions
Yeah.
in rents.
Yeah, it's like
If
$1
they win
million
the World-
dollars.
the
and
Club
then a
World
couple-
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winnie. We are being ambitious now. Whoa, whoa,
Real
whoa, whoa,
Madrid,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Juventus, Inter.
I think City is
Etc.
there.
Yeah, so City have to be there. They won the Champions League. And then he also says that Sundowns winning CAF would really take them far. And I think
And I think that's what Rulani is eyeing, and that's why he's trying to manage his players
agreed,
so well. Yeah.
agreed, it is. But then you must do it more respectfully. Mzamo saying Rulani is disrespectful. What he did is unprofessional. And that's all we're actually saying. What the actual outcome is not the issue. It's the unprofessional manner in which it was handled.
But he was asked, if they ask you, how's Tembazwane, how's
Perseverance
Khuluso Motau?
Shego actually
pull a club
reflecting
there.
exactly your thoughts. He's saying he was asked by the media. What are you saying?
Yeah,
He's a professional.
And
he answered the question.
Emmanuel says the same thing. He was asked by the press. He should have just not answered. That's what I'm saying.
No, not everybody's Jürgen Klopp.
Yeah.
And then Studio Cartel Photography saying that CAF is more important than Bafana friendlies.
Wow.
But that's true.
That's blatant.
Aye,
though.
guys.
Where's
Yeah.
pride? Where's patriotism?
Okay,
You
I'm
know?
calling-
Give others a chance.
I'm calling halftime on Nedbank Cup.
Yeah. Friends, fixtures.
while we're on Bafana, by the way. Do we have the fixtures out
Yes, my
already
darling, we
for
do.
the quarterfinals of the Nedbank
Yes,
Cup?
so-
Lay it on me, baby.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
first one, don't be weird.
What would I be without you?
Lay it on me,
It's-
darling.
My babe. It is Stellies and Supersport United. That's going to be an interesting one. And Amatax and Mamelodi Sundowns. So it's going to be at Swane Derby. No, tax. Yeah, yes, it is. And we have Amazulu and Orlando Pirates. And finally, we have Tears Galaxy and Chipa United.
It's gonna make for a very interesting semi and a very interesting final.
Of course.
But my call is one of the big guns is gonna fall in the quarters, the other one is gonna fall in the semis.
You're talking about Pirates
big
and
guy?
Sundowns. Those are the two.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Look,
So you say that there's no Pirates, no Sundowns in the final.
No.
Maybe a
Pirates
Stellies.
not to retain a Nedbank Cup.
Yeah. Look. I mean, I don't think Pirates will just take it lie down. You know, I think they're gonna want to go all the way.
I agree. And we sort of saw something similar at the end of last season where Pirates really hit their steam coming to the end of the season. And after that win against Kaizer Chiefs in the derby,
And it's one of those situations where Orlando Pirates will look at themselves and say, last season we had a brace, right? And this season we want to emulate what the double that we had the previous season. Is the league achievable
Nope.
to it's almost like gone in a way.
I'm not going to say almost.
Everybody knows. Almost
No.
doesn't count.
Okay, the league is gone. So what is left? I mean, they're gonna throw everything that they have.
Including the kitchen sink.
Thank you.
But Stellies, we can argue they're going to do the same.
Yeah,
SuperSport
and they've
United,
never won a Nedbank Cup, so they just
Definitely.
might
We
want
can
to.
argue they're
I'm just
gonna do
speaking
the
on
same.
behalf of Orlando Pirates right now.
Oh, cheers, our spokesperson.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw everything but this kitchen sink. Like Tshipi said.
Guys, Amazulu, Chippa, none of them gonna upset. I mean, that's what you're alluding to, that one of them
Amazon is not
will...
gonna upset Orlando Pirates. We're going to Durban most likely because Amazulu was drawn as a home
I think
fixture.
they're hosting. Let me
Yes,
see.
they're the host. They're the
They are
host team.
hosting. Yeah, if it's Amazulu,
So
Orlando
Mabida-
Pirates, then they're hosting. Then
But it's a cup game though.
But you're suggesting that that's where the upset will be, one of those teams, or are you saying
They
that
can-
the semi-final,
the semi-final-
if the semi-final is Sundowns versus Stellies or Sundowns versus SuperSport United, that's where Sundowns will fall?
Well, that's my point exactly.
And you saw
Or
SuperSport
Sundowns
and
versus
SuperSport
TS
really
Galaxy.
held Sundowns in their previous
That will
match.
make for a hot fixture.
I wish it could be a Pirates Sundance final again. Eh?
That would be dope.
International football after that Nedbank Cup. Looking forward to those quarterfinals, of course.
Sorry,
But-
so before you go, just speedy recovery to Makaula. Hey, yeah.
Apparently, he was given the all clear. He's going to return to training soon, or he's already returned to training.
I'm hopeful for this.
Scary, man.
Yeah, he had chest pains, right? And then he
so
collapsed in the
scary.
game against Hungry Lions.
Yeah.
But the reports that are coming from the club are that
He'll be okay.
He's umnandi.
Yeah.
Bafana traveling to Andorra for this public holiday.
Where's Andorra in the world?
Andorra, is Andorra not South America?
I don't know. It sounds European.
Does it?
I will Google
Do you
this.
know
Sounds
Andorra?
South American to me.
I don't know Andorra.
Do you know one player from Andorra?
They are in Europe. You are correct.
Is
so.
it? Where in
Yeah,
Europe?
because I think I've
Which
heard.
Europe? Where?
You know those Euro qualifiers, ne? And it's like England 8, Andorra 0. It's like,
Between Spain
it's
and
one-
France.
It's one of
A
those.
small country
Yeah,
between Spain
tiny,
and
tiny.
France.
Yeah, it's one of those countries that get clapped by England for on their way to qualifying for Euros.
Well, their last several fixtures, we can go through them. They lost 2-0 to Israel, lost 1-0 to Belarus, lost 4-0 to Romania, lost 3-0 to Kosovo, lost 3-0 to Switzerland, drew with Belarus, lost to Israel, lost to Switzerland, drew to Kosovo, lost to Romania. They do not win games,
Why does it
Andorra. The last win I can find for Andorra here was a 2-0 win against Liechtenstein in September of 2022. So should be easy pickings for Bafana Bafana.
Maybe
Surely.
that's why
See-
we're not supposed to use Sundowns, as Len was
That's why I
saying.
was saying we must use like
Yeah, Campbell.
we use Bo Campbell, man. Give them international exposure now.
Remember,
Icon supposed to be playing now.
Hugo Bruce has got his own plan.
True.
And friendlies are part of his plan. He needs to pick the players that he's gonna utilize, and those players are aligned with his visions. And we can't just dictate which player he needs to pick. He knows what he needs to do.
With
And
Nigeria coming up in June.
Against
exactly.
Andorra. How does Andorra stretch you for
So
Nigeria?
now you go get players from Pamperstad, and then you put them in Bafana, and then you go play against Nigeria. Where's your prep?
No, my prep was AFCON.
No.
A more tough fixture next week, Tuesday, for Bafana Bafana. They are playing Algeria, which we are familiar with how capable they can be. You're pulling this face. I don't think you would have pulled this face before AFCON.
So here's a funny thing. I think I would have generally because we've seen over the years, right? South Africa, and I almost am tempted to say this is the Pito Musimani blueprint. South Africa has actually been able to hold their own against their North African counterparts.
Yes.
So be it Morocco, Algeria,
Egypt.
bring all of them.
Our problem is the West.
Tunisia.
Our problem is the West.
Yeah, the physicality, we've mentioned
Yes.
Fact.
So that's why I'm not too worried about
Algeria without Riyad Mahrez.
even West.
Even more so, hey? I agree. Good luck to Bafana for their upcoming friendly matches.
Oh, explains the jersey. Yay!
Hey,
We missed
it's
the memo.
international football.
Well, technically, you're wearing the home and I'm wearing the away national.
The ballers don't know what Super Sub's wearing.
Don't say.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and Banyana should be facing Nigeria as well for the Olympic qualifiers. I don't have the date as yet.
I think early
but
April.
they said that they are going to camp on the 25th of March. So good luck to them as well. They're playing at home this time.
Yeah,
Arnold
Second leg.
asking, what's Andorra's FIFA ranking position? So could you look that up for us,
258,
darling?
yeah.
Let's see.
yeah, and I just wish that it's one of those games where I wish, after the NetBank fixtures that I've watched over the weekend, watching the General fighting it against TS Galaxy in Bloemfontein, I just feel like
Beautiful scenes, those, eh?
yeah, beautiful scenes. Fans came out in their numbers, and I just feel like people from Bloemfontein are hungry for football. And since they don't have a team that is playing in top flight, I think taking a Banyana game at that side would have been a good idea. Even Bafana game, I think people of Bloemfontein deserve to get it as well. Based on how they attend soccer matches.
So in terms of Banyana, the reason why the game was taken to Loftus is because of altitude. It's to get the Nigerians to actually struggle when they go to Loftus. That's why you'll find that Sundowns play a lot of the return legs.
In the
The
Pretoria
return
area.
leg in at Loftus specifically. It's because of the altitude. Coach
Yeah, it's
Des-
Highfield.
Yes, Coach Des was actually saying, I think it was last week, that what she noticed, I think we were playing against DR Congo in the previous round, or was it Tanzania?
Tanzania.
One of the two. That the Tanzanians or the DR Congolese were actually struggling in the second half. And she knew that was purely based on the fact that altitude was working against them.
No,
Just
but
by
it
the way,
doesn't take away though my point though.
No. I hear you, but like if you want to go to the Olympics, you're gonna use every trick in the book to try and get you there.
I'm not disputing that at all.
others. You remember Rwanda used a stadium that was like difficult to play in. Andorra is currently ranked 164th as of the 15th of February. The highest they've ever been ranked was 125. That was back in 2005.
I'm surprised there's 160 national teams in FIFA's rankings at all.
Well, technically, if you look at it this way, Africa has about how many? 50 members, right? Is it 50 or 52?
52, 53, somewhere there.
Somewhere there. Just Africa alone.
So
100
every country
and-
in Africa has a team, you say?
Yeah, in FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I'm
not
asking.
not
Is
not
everyone
every-
represents?
But don't you have 52?
No, there's 54 countries on the African
Yes,
continent.
that's what I'm asking. So we
No, but FIFA CAF members are either 52 or 53.
Okay, DC8 Black Child saying the country CR7 likes to play again.
Thank you. It's one of those when he scores a hat-trick or 5 goals. Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
6 for CR7. That is funny.
So when you play your betway, right, for internationals, because that's usually when I get to win, not club football. Club football charges my money. Like there's
especially
no tomorrow.
international friendlies. This is the time.
This is the
This
time.
is the time.
And I got
Take your money back, ballers. It's now.
FA Cup. I got child, bro.
Yeah, because you're betting on Liverpool. Because you
think
want
we
to
all
drink
know
Man
why.
United fans.
Exactly.
Liverpool and Wolves. Child my money, bro.
Oh, what a crack of a game.
Yeah,
That Wolves
Wolverhampton,
Coventry
yeah.
We're
game.
getting there. We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Zamo saying, super sub, Danko, you're on fire. And legendary me, you always kill me, bruh. They'll finally get a win after a year and a half. Talking about Andorra against Bafana.
Never. Even if
Never.
we send our under 23s there, they will beat Andorra.
Man, well, you make me laugh anyway. Okay, so let's head back into those international fixtures. Len Moleko, you picked out a couple of your Betway picks for international football. Let's start it off with CR7 while we're talking about him. Taking on Sweden, that is not an easy game.
It's not, but for Portugal and
This Portugal side is something else.
the class that they have,
We saw Bernardo Silva this weekend in the FA Cup. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. What a player.
Yeah, no. He's a star player.
Inside, outside, etc. Okay, big deflections, maybe own goals, etc., etc. But what a player.
Do you think Pepe will be considered for selection? Or is there a cutoff for
Age.
being selected in the national team?
Didn't he retire from international
As
football?
far as I know.
Yeah,
Did he retire
so
from
I
international
think
football?
he's pulled himself out of the
As
selection.
far as I remember.
But who knows if the coach were to recall him, if Roberto Martinez, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, if he were to recall Pepe, I wonder if he'd be keen on that selection. But
He's a workhorse.
they have
He put in a
terrific.
shift against Arsenal.
He's a workhorse.
But they have terrific defenders. They've got Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
They've got the young Benfica starlet super sub. You'll tell me who, because Manchester City gonna sign him anyway.
If he's not signed already.
I've forgotten his name. But Portugal have a terrific squad all the way through. Great midfield, terrific strikers, goals coming from everywhere. Sweden, not quite the Zlatan Ibrahimovic Sweden of the past.
Transitioning, trying to find themselves. Not really a world beater type setup team.
But if you're getting your goals from a player who couldn't make it at Man United and is now at Nottingham Forest, then you got a problem.
Exactly. So I Portugal for the win.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go overs on this. I'm just gonna go straight Portugal for the win.
Nigeria versus Ghana.
Okay, so Nigeria versus Ghana, I have some stats here that I just collected. And it says here that both teams do score BTTS over 2.5 goals on average when they do have an encounter. Their first leg ended in a goalless draw, but both teams will aim for goals this time. That's what it says here. And I believe that Nigeria tends to score more goals when they play at home. Are they playing home?
Yes.
Yes, so they do score 2.5 over. As much as Ghana has a strong attacking lineup, but it looks as though Nigeria is going to take this one.
Used to.
This West Africa
These are
tie.
two teams that I dislike from the African continent.
Why, bro?
Are we going back? I thought we left that
What are we
thing
doing?
with AFCON.
I agree they're playing together. It's number one and number two teams
I
that I
actually prefer
dislike.
Ghana over Nigeria.
No, I
anytime.
was saying the dislike. I thought we left it at AFCON.
Yeah.
No, I just generally don't like both those two teams
Okay. Ghana because they robbed us of a World Cup.
and the arrogance.
Oh,
And Nigeria just the arrogance.
Nigeria is everything.
yo.
Okay. That's tough. But I would go for Nigeria win, primarily because Ghana is going to be missing a lot of players. Ghana is in tatters right now. We saw what happened at AFCON. I don't think what literally happened a month ago
It's changing.
is changing because
So
the
quickly.
minute they got knocked out, everybody packed their bags and they went to their club sides, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to Nigeria, who looked like a unified bunch
A force.
going all the way to the finals.
And at home.
They're at home.
And they do score goals.
Osimhen is out of Champions League, so why are you laughing?
No, it's okay. Continue.
But why are you laughing?
No, I just remember something about Osimhen, but it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's out of Champions League, so his coach will not necessarily be too worried about him taking part in this because it's not like he's trying to balance him out. And Napoli are not even doing that well in the league anyway.
No, they're
Nope,
struggling.
They're not.
I agree.
I think they were like 7th. Let me double check.
Okay, you've already given us thoughts on Andorra versus South Africa.
Yeah.
Goals galore, just a win.
3.5 over.
3.5
Bafana,
over.
Bafana.
And a win.
Yeah, I see. We're gonna score 3+ goals.
Okay.
But 3.5 means 4.
Hence I said 3+
Because
goals.
there's no half goal.
Yeah, so it can be
So
3,
3.0.
3-1,
Yeah.
4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 5-2.
3+ goals for Bafana.
Oh, interesting. I always see a 1.92
Is
for Bafana.
Machupa there?
Why are you
I can't
asking these questions? What's your problem?
I think he is, if I remember the squad
Because he
properly.
believes there's goals.
I think he is, if I remember the squad properly. Ballers, if you have the squad close by you, just let us know. I think because I know Pacey is not there.
Pace is not there, yes.
Yes, that's the one person that I know is not there. But for the others, I don't quite remember. But but I still say, with or without Sundowns players, 3+ goals.
Hey, 3+ goals. Yeah.
Okay,
Guys,
so I
must
do
remember-
have the squad here.
But-
Muleko, check.
No, you can read it out.
Okay. So, okay, we have our goalkeepers. We already
Just
know
tell
who
us the
that
forwards.
is.
I think that's what we're looking for.
Just
more
the
than
forwards.
anything. Yeah, just
okay.
the forwards.
Zwan is there.
Yes.
Maseko is there. Lepasa is there. Mahopa is there. Maswanganyi, also Pirates. Apolis, that's nice. Mayambela is there. Mbanja. Muremi Tebang from Amazulu. Reines, my fave. And
I think he's injured.
Elias
Yeah.
Mokwana.
A lot of comments coming
Patrick
through saying
Reynolds.
Mahopa is
Mahopa's
injured
injured
and
now?
he's been
Okay.
Yeah, because he
Okay.
hasn't
This is
been
coming
playing
from
for
the
Pirates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Disappointing for me not to know that he's injured, actually.
Ooh,
I thought
now
you were the
he's
spokesperson.
Spokesperson.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
I'm
It
taking
took
my
him too
L,
long.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm taking my L.
Okay, spokesperson.
Thank you.
It is tough here
Yes.
today, super sub.
You know, and
It's a
I'm
bit harsh today, man.
At war today.
It's tough way.
What room? Anyway.
It's hot. Anyway,
some water.
for
Yes.
me, thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
And for me, I think I agree with you. It's a big win for South Africa. Even though DC8 Black Child saying 1-1 draw, I'm telling you guys, you're trying to make us lose money like I made everyone lose on the Soweto derby.
Look, even Lesotho will wipe the floors with Andorra, guys.
Wow, man. Like, are we
Vuyo
really doing
Chemese
this?
asking if Lal's still struggling with mental health.
No, he's healed.
Hey, that story again.
No, man, mental. It's an ongoing thing, guys. And let's be kind. Let's be kind.
Okay,
guys.
two more
Empathetic.
Betway picks as we move on to other things. Spain versus Colombia.
Spain for the win.
Spain for the win.
Spain, easy one.
Colombia's a tough
But
team,
Colombia
guys.
is not an easy team.
And
to play
Spain's
against.
not.
But at the moment, they're running. They have a
fire.
poor form. They have a poor form run right now when I check them out.
I'd also fancy Spain, but that's the one I'd be scared of on my Betway pick.
I'd
the
say
one
both
that would
teams to
bug me.
score.
Okay.
That's the safest way out of it.
I fancy Spain anyway. I'll go for a win, but I wouldn't go elsewhere on that one.
And
Hey, but
historically,
Colombia
they've
is
all
not a pushover, guys.
yeah. But historically, Spain has always
Yeah.
dominated Colombia.
But I would say Spain for a win, but I wouldn't try and pick anything else there.
And it's so strange how,
Where's Luis Diaz from?
Colombia.
Colombia.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
but
a reminder.
he couldn't finish a sandwich. He can get there, but hey.
Next one.
Marco, I think I enjoy you the most when United is losing.
England versus Brazil. Big win.
England for the win.
Big win.
England.
Yes.
Goals.
Icon.
England for the win.
I'd say
England to
too.
win.
England for the
England
win.
to win and
But
goals.
Brazil hasn't been really firing, actually.
We had this conversation here about, okay, who's a star?
Who,
Vinicius Junior.
Okay, outside of him.
whose shirt are you wearing?
Real Madrid
Madrid.
shirt.
So who's the superstar there? Is it Vinny?
It's Vinny.
It's Jude.
It's Bellingham.
How's Vinny gonna score without Jude in the team?
It's Jude. It's Jude.
Vinny
dude.
was scoring before
Before Jude.
Before Jude
But he
came to
became-
Real Madrid.
but
Let's
he
be
be-
honest.
but he
Okay, but where's Toni Kroos? Where's Luka Modric?
Yeah, no.
Hey, Brazil are short.
Okay, let's do
And
this.
by the
Then.
way,
England have
Brazil,
Maguire.
Brazil has had a 3-match losing streak as we speak.
Harry Kane.
They couldn't even qualify for the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying. They are
I'm
not doing
saying-
well.
I'm saying that Brazil is not a team that you can just write off like
No,
that.
true.
I
The
agree.
only, the only Brazilians we recognize are from Clorcop.
Are they called up to the squad? I mean, you go to South America and take leftovers and come here and call them Brazilians.
They are injured.
Yo.
It's what
No, I was actually talking
think-
about
Yo.
the team. and
Okay,
the
can it
name.
stop?
For me, back to the England-Brazil
Stop the war.
England versus Brazil, I think that exactly what you just said. You can't take Brazil lightly. It's a friendly match, whatever. But England want to beat Brazil. It's a big fixture. This is the big fixture of football, big fixtures.
It's like
and
England
it's a friendly
playing-
game.
It's like England playing
So
Germany.
England
Yeah,
will
big
want to
fixture.
play this game. England will play. They'll have a strong side. Harry Kane's, Jude Bellingham's. They're all going to show up.
I don't think Neymar is as sharpened as
Also-
we know Neymar is because he's playing
He looked
with
out of shape as well, eh?
He-
in the
he-
recent pictures.
Neymar.
he's playing with
Yeah.
camels
Hey.
there in
Did
Saudi
you not
Arabia.
see the
What's
latest
with
picture?
Brazilian talent in getting big? Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, now Neymar.
Yeah, but Ronaldo, it was a medical condition. It's understandable.
So Neymar, okay, cool. He might not even be picked for the squad. I haven't seen the squad that was actually chosen for the Brazil side.
Yeah.
Vinny
see if I
is
can find it.
top quality player. Gabriel is not going to be there.
Is he not?
Yes.
Two
Jesus.
injured goalkeepers.
No
Edison.
Alisson is
no
injured, yeah.
Edison.
Edison.
Edison is injured as well.
Yes. Who
Yeah,
else?
no, Brazil are they're in trouble.
Exactly. Versus an
And they're
England.
playing
Yeah,
away.
no, I agree. I agree.
want to
I
give
agree.
Brazil.
I agree with you. I think
Saka,
Keep your money safe.
Rashford,
yeah, England are favorites.
Jude.
Harry Kane scoring
Harry
goals
Kane.
for fun.
it's
Maguire defending with everything that he has.
assuming he will be defending on the day.
Mandla's saying Brazil have that new 17-year-old wonder kid. Are you talking about the Eder who's joined Real Madrid?
Has he been chosen? Has he been called up for the squad?
We'll have a look at
I'm
that
checking
squad now. We'll have a look at that squad now. While
Yeah,
Tepi
give me a
brings that
moment.
up.
Okay, so I have the squad for England. Or which one do we want?
No, you're looking for Brazil's.
For Brazil.
For Brazil, the team that was called up for.
Okay, but for England, Jude is there, Gallagher's there, Henderson is there, Madison is there, and your favorite Declan Rice is there. Let me just get Brazil's. You may continue.
I mean, there's Saka, there's Harry Kane. But England's got a team. I was actually very disappointed though that Mino did not get called up for the national team. I think this would have been.
He has. He got called up today.
Oh,
Kobe Mino got called up for the England team today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
a lot of-
Congratulations to him.
I mean, a lot of people were calling for his name. I mean, even like Big Pundi's there in England. They were
he's
like,
been
how is he not
performing.
in the squad?
That
you know?
boy-
He's got good attitude. He's got maturity.
Of course he does, Marco.
Guys, I'm getting
Tell
worried.
me. I'm listening.
He plays. He plays ball.
yeah.
He's got skill. He's got ability. He can read a game. He's got passion. He's got
Shots.
desire.
Shorts, mute super sub. Yes, Marco, carry on.
Gabriel is actually, he pulled
Okay,
out.
it's fine. Nah.
Gabriel's pulled
Yes,
out.
Gabriel
he
from
has.
Arsenal
yeah.
pulled out.
Uh,
But then Brazil don't
where
offer you
is it?
anything else.
Future BLO saying England to draw against Brazil. Don't forget Southgate is still managing. Ah!
But I think they've got the quality players. That's what I'm going on where England is concerned. England again when it's friendlies. When
okay,
they
I don't
play,
have the full squad, but Martinelli, Gabriel, like I've mentioned, is not in. Casemiro is not in. Anderson is not in. Allison is not in either. For
Edison
Brazil.
is the 17-year-old I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So none of them are going to be in.
Oh yeah, Gabriel Martinelli
That can
is
also be tricky for England, hey? Because Brazil can just pull up with some youngsters that they've never
Yeah,
seen
that
before.
they've
Just bring some
Yeah.
16-year-olds from Brazilian league.
Who's
They might
been
just give it to you.
slumbering. Yeah.
The ones
There's
who
also Vito Rock.
The ones who couldn't qualify for the Olympics, you mean? The same team, the same youngsters that you guys are talking about.
But you know, Anthony doesn't play for ever and a day and then he scores last minute. I'm still not a fan. We'll get there.
We'll get
Okay,
there.
so let's wrap up on those picks. Thank you very much for picking out those fixtures, Len Moleko. That is an international roundup. Obviously, we're going to talk more international football next week once we see some fixtures having gone on. Right now, though, brought to you by the Aviator game in Betway. Remember to play Aviator today, where just a couple of weeks ago, 5 new millionaires were made. Big opportunities to get rich there. This is Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and Aviator.
Thank you, darling. And a
You're
lot
welcome,
is happening. We're going to start here at home. CAF issues a statement on Hawks' recent raid at Safa House. We know that it was involving allegations of fraud and theft involving 1.3 million, allegedly linked to the Safa president, Mr. Danny Jordan. And a statement came from CAF. Mr. Motsepo saying that, and I'm quoting, CAF is concerned about the respect and image of football in South Africa following the raid at SAFA's headquarters. Now, we already know that SAFA is going through, a couple of issues, especially when it comes to who is going to be chairman or chairwoman in this case, because immediately after the raid and everything happened, Ria Ledwaba, who was the deputy chairperson, has now been excluded from even participating in any football activities. What do we make of this?
Super sub. Can I read some comments before we get into
Yeah,
this? First of
please.
all, Legendary Me. You guys kill me. So
What are they saying?
thank you very much. Endrick is the player I was thinking of for the Brazil side. He's the player. Mandla saying Southgate must go, and he's also saying Anthony is winning Ballon d'Or this year. Marco doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, and there was one about Saka here that I wanted to see. Tabiso saying, please can they rest Saka? We don't need more injuries.
Peri Saka.
Nah, he'll play. He's a young man. He can keep playing. Okay,
And he's used to getting kicked around, anyway.
back to Safa House.
What do we say?
Yeah, super sub. Now I'm tired of speaking
Hey.
about Safa, guys.
No, but then I
I'm
think
tired
more
too.
than anything now, it's just about how after the raid and then Ria now, who is obviously contesting to be president or
But she-
chairwoman.
No, Ria's situation was done in court.
It was done. It's a court matter.
It's a
She
court
has to
matter.
appeal it in court.
Yes.
So it
But
is.
So it has nothing to
The
do with
raid, I think, was just a
with the
it was
raid.
coincidental.
Yeah.
But she then came out and said, no, I'm fighting this. And SAFA is a one-man body or corporation or
Oh, no,
company
she's-
and the like.
it's
So
been
it's been
but again,
ongoing.
She should be busy down there in the branches. Like SAFA is like ANC. You're not gonna shoot to the top if you don't do the groundwork. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
You know, she needs to. If she can appeal her
And it was
her
thrown
case
out
with
in the beginning.
Yeah, if she can appeal and win, she needs to go to the ground. Maybe the second time, because I think for this one she's already late because she still needs to fight the court battle, right? I think for this one she's late. If she's cleared and she can contest, she needs to start in the ground and shoot up because that's how it works there. You know, she needs to win the branches, unfortunately. You know,
Mandla's
Okay.
saying Safa just needs Patrice Motsepe. Mr. Fix It.
he's
He's too high.
He's too.
He
He's
can never
too,
come
it's
down.
too gone. He's not gonna
Yeah.
look at
It's
Safa.
too-
Safa, it's a small fish
it's
for
small,
Patrice.
yeah. But what about, I read earlier that Lucas was also then, once again, putting his hand out to say that he's also contesting to be president. So I'm asking, is he also going to do the
He
same?
has to.
He
That's
has
the
to.
only way.
And how does he go about it? It's Lucas.
You have to
how
travel
much
to the
influence does
branches.
he realistically have?
Okay, I think I've said this before, ne? And I think I'm gonna
Say
say
it,
it, and I'm
please.
gonna say it for the last time. Ne?
Say it.
If you want to become SAFA president, you need to grease hands in the regions. I think that's 52, ne?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the number.
Somewhere there, ne? All those regional people are the ones who vote. You're not gonna influence them by standing there and saying,
I played
"I'm
for
the
Leeds."
general." No, doesn't work like that. It's you need. There has to be an incentive for all those region people to actually vote for you. Unfortunately, the person who's been winning has a relationship with the regions.
Music
Of
and
what
li-
kind, I don't know.
music and live
Let's call
entertainment.
it's called groundwork.
Yeah, he's
You have
done
to
the
do-
ground. Yeah, he's
you
done
have
the
to do the
groundwork.
groundwork.
How that looks, whether it's food parcels
So
or
groundwork
I
is a
don't know.
euphemism for what exactly?
No, it's just groundwork.
Working the ground.
Oh,
Working the
wow.
ground. You
music
digging.
and live entertainment saying give it to Jomo once, and Naomi saying Motsepe is probably aiming for FIFA now.
Yeah, duh.
And I doubt.
Eventually.
One day my story will come out.
I doubt.
He's
I doubt he's going for FIFA, but
Cap-
I hear that no, he's already
already
got
there, but that's what I'm saying. CAF is a stepping
My
stone
friend,
in.
when you hear my theory, ne, you're gonna be blown away.
Are you going to tell us off air first? Or
No, it's
we're
gonna
all
be on
waiting.
the show. It's gonna be on the show. I'm not
Okay.
gonna
This
tell
show.
any of you guys.
So if you
This
haven't
show.
subscribed already, be sure to subscribe, like, share, etc., and join the Betway app. And once again, use the affiliate code Onside ZA when joining as a new member on the Betway app. Darling, where we off to
Let's
next?
move over, and we are off
finally.
to Turkey.
I was not enjoying the flight, man.
Nice. There
It was a
lot
short
of
one.
turbulence.
It was
Imagine,
Safi.
we just climbed in and then we're landing. How?
Yeah, it was turbulent.
It was
Speaking
semi.
of FIFA presidents, Gianni
Shame,
Infantino has condemned the violence that broke out at Trabzonspor. You know, I always struggle pronouncing this. Fans after storming the pitch and attacking players following a Turkey Super League match on Sunday. You are the one super sub, in fact, who want to talk about this. What is happening in Turkey, guys?
Yeah, no, that league it's mad with a lot of violence, which is worrying. You know.
We saw it at the end of last season
Yeah.
with the president of a club throwing a punch.
Yes, it was actually lost in December.
This is now fans.
Yeah.
But with the it's I don't know if I'm going to attribute it to a lot of teams that have got ultras. Some of these stories come out, some don't come out. I know there was a big hoo-ha, may not say hoo-ha, there was a big outcry about some chants that were made
Yeah.
at Old Trafford also this past weekend between Liverpool fans and Man United fans.
Yeah.
Some Man United fans making fun or gestures that mock what happened at the Hillsborough disaster.
Oh yeah.
And
That's uncalled for.
that's you
don't
don't
do
need
that.
you don't need that in football. In Italy, in some instances, you hear that the ultras will go on the field or in the dressing rooms and threaten the team and what in. So it's and unless clubs become very stern on how they deal with certain behaviors from fans.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about it on
Yeah.
the show before that saying, no, you're going to pay a fine or you're
gonna miss
banned from the
matches.
stadium. I'm still going to watch, but I'm going to become a boxing Afrikaans at home.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Right?
Yo.
But does it mean my boxing Afrikaans behavior has changed? No, it's still there.
It's still about in Afrikaans.
You know, so throw these people in. I think if you can make example with a few individuals, if examples are made,
Yeah.
maybe people will start to understand that football is it's how can I? It's a sanctity. It's a place that we go to escape and forget all our
And
problems.
it's supposed to be a unifier,
Yeah.
in fact.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is when we approach entertainment with emotions, and I think very few have got the EQ to separate the two, and I think that is the biggest problem we see even on social media when people are exchanging. I'm just referencing here locally when certain people are engaging. You could tell if they were close to each other, a fight can ensue at any given time. I think what we need to remind ourselves as football fans is that it's just entertainment, and there is nothing that you get out of it except to be entertained.
Bill
You know what?
Shankly
To be honest,
will disagree with you, Chief.
football's huge. It's more than entertainment in a way. It's not a movie. Although DC8 Black Child, I like your comment there. Turkey is a movie. But I think that even politics, right, is big. It affects everyone's life from the bottom to the top. Whoever's president of a country or who's a ruling party or whatever changes all our lives. It's a big thing. But we all hate to see politics marred with violence. Violence isn't the way. Violence isn't the way to get your message across. I see someone, Mandla, saying Turkey is getting pointers from Kaiser Chiefs, I'm sure. The thing is, violence is not the way to resolve
not.
problems.
But
It's not the way to get heard as
the
fans.
commenter choose violence?
Because Marco, at the end of the day, whether Pirates win Champions League or lose Champions League final, it does not change the price of bread.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It does not change my life outlook in any form or shape.
Violence isn't the way to be heard.
That's what I'm saying. It's not worth punching land over a football debate or whatever. You know
People
what I'm
have
saying?
stabbed each other. People have shot each other.
Yeah.
It actually happens a lot in West Africa.
It shouldn't be the case.
They even exchange
I agree.
wives.
But on the same note,
Yeah.
in the famous words of Bill Shankly,
Yeah.
football is not a matter of life and death.
Yeah.
I assure you, it's much more important than that.
Yeah. Look.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to give you feedback. Let's just go to Dubai very quickly. Feedback, guys. You would remember the Netherlander player Quincy Promes, who had been sentenced to 6 years in absentia, remember?
Yeah, the
For
guy was
drug
playing in
trafficking.
Russia.
Yes, darling.
Yeah.
He was found in Dubai.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So he has been
Transporting
arrested in
drugs.
Dubai at the request of the Netherlands, where he was sentenced last month, obviously for drug trafficking. So he has been arrested and he will be taken back to the Netherlands.
Just bet on Betway,
He's going to
bro.
be extradited.
Just,
So how
just
quick
bet on
was that?
Betway. Get
'Cause
rich.
I just want to
It was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, Nyan.
Jeez, and then the Guptas were
They
still
were
waiting.
taking-
I was
Like
going to
this.
say that, right? I was going to be like, the NPA can start taking some lessons here.
Clearly.
But anyway, that's not that kind
That's
of show.
not sure.
Yeah. And another person who was found guilty of something, Pogba says that he will be appealing his doping ban. And that's all I have for you worldwide.
Thank you,
Was it
darling.
his birthday just now?
Who?
Paul Pogba?
Who's that?
Yo?
I'm tired.
Which one is this one?
But he's going to appeal, Mus,
The bewitched former midfielder of Juventus.
by his
and-
brothers.
The unlucky one, shame.
And
Manchester United.
quick question, is he still on the books of Eddie?
I doubt it.
Check.
I doubt it.
Because I know Jude is like the poster boy now.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
How
I mean,
the mighty have fallen.
well,
and
other than
said,
Lionel Messi, right?
No. Okay. He's probably he's a shareholder. That
Yeah.
one.
David Beckham and Lionel
And-
Messi are
yes,
shareholders at
yeah.
Adidas. And then the sponsorship is Jude Bellingham now.
Yes,
That's
okay.
the one.
Yeah, Jude
I
is
agree.
like he's in the front line right now.
Yeah, he's a poster
Star
child.
boy.
Bola Mpoza Promise was moonlighting as a football player while selling coke. Thank you so much,
Hey.
darling. That was Around the World with Tepe
Thank
Worldwide,
you.
brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Be sure to play the Aviator game, and you could possibly be one of those 5 new millionaires that we saw a couple weeks ago.
you don't have to
Also,
go to Dubai.
if you do enjoy Aviator, there are loads more fun games on the Betway app.
Nothing, Chelsea.
Have you been child as well, my friend?
Yeah, no, I won, and then hey, I got too excited.
But if you do enjoy Aviator, be sure to try out Red Rocket on Betway. Loads of fun from that one as well. We're going to get into our next set of chats. I want to close off on FA Cup because I want to go home happy. So Premier League.
Safa. Yo.
Tottenham bouncing up and down.
And dropped points. I suppose we did say it's going to be a tough game for Aston Villa over at West Ham. We said this last week. And I think you predicted a draw. I'm not sure.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Could have been.
I mean, we all would have said game can go either way.
Yeah.
West Ham at home, Aston Villa not quite flying like they were earlier in the season. But the real winner from those two fixtures is Manchester United, giving them a window of opportunity into that 4th place position. Both teams above them
It's like
dropping
Spurs.
points.
Spurs want to be 4th, but they don't want to be 4th.
But this is Angu ball, right?
It's up and down.
That's the thing, is when you're playing that type of football,
And that
you can
high
go
line.
win 4-0 and then you can get caught out.
And Angie and Postecoglou just needs to decide, or he's almost one-dimensional. Goes high line,
Yeah.
and it's as if he doesn't have a plan B.
Does he have the personnel for Plan B as well?
Is it called Plan B or is it called philosophy? It depends who you ask, right? Is like, are you one-dimensional or is it philosophy?
Yeah,
Because
So he
to be
sticks to
honest,
his philosophy.
what was the expectation of Ange coming into Spurs at the start of the season? Harry Kane's going. He wasn't really backed in any serious way.
to even be where he is right
Are they
now.
not overachieving still currently in a way? And you give the manager an opportunity to introduce that philosophy to the players and allow it to click. Because we can almost accuse Manchester City of being one-dimensional, but that one dimension is so good
It works.
that it's philosophy.
Yeah, and then
Jurgen Klopp, one-dimensional, but that one dimension is philosophy. We're talking about the 2 most successful clubs in recent Premier League history.
Yeah, look,
I think
again,
if you want to have Plan A and you're gonna stick with Plan A, have the depth in your squad.
Yeah.
And
But-
I think that's the distinct between Liverpool and Manchester City is
But-
that they've got some sort of depth
But it took time for Jurgen Klopp.
to get
His
it right.
first season wasn't as successful actually as Angie's first season at Tottenham.
Yeah, true.
but you look at it this
I
way.
don't think he made top 4, eh?
No.
No, he didn't make top
He
4.
didn't make top 4.
So these things do take time.
So these things take time. And
Yeah.
also he went from with Liverpool, who weren't doing too badly when he took over. They declined a little bit, but it's installing a philosophy. Takes time.
Yeah, even Pep himself battled first season.
Chief.
Battled in terms of Manchester City. That's
Yeah, he
battling.
finished 4th.
That's still a Champions League sport. That's not battling.
Yeah, but in Manchester City terms, you
struggled.
might as well be relegation, 4th place.
Yeah, because
Hey, the expectations are high.
Don't lose titles. They're
Yeah.
expected to win titles.
Sure. Pep.
Tabiso saying Spurs being Spursy as always.
People with a taste for life.
And Mandla saying that they must bring Xavi to team up with Angie. Oh, you guys are dramatic.
Alonso. Or Xavi from Barcelona.
From Barca.
Yeah.
Oh,
That one is gone. He's
Xavi, not
He's on his way
Xavi.
out anyway.
Legendary me asking top 4 predictions. We know that, so we're just predicting 4th spot because we know the top 3. Top 3 is done.
We don't know the top 3.
We know who's, we just
As
don't
it
know the
stands.
order
Oh,
of
okay.
the top 3.
It's
But,
a matter of an order. Who's
but-
going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
finish
Okay.
where?
but the 4th spot is available to 3 teams. Aston Villa,
Tottenham and Man U.
Tottenham.
Tottenham, Manchester United.
Spurs.
No, I think it's Spurs.
I say Spurs.
You think Aston Villa will continue to drop off?
Yes. They're not consistent.
They're not
Yo.
consistent.
What are
Spurs
you
aren't
saying,
very
Marco?
consistent.
Spurs,
Neither are
because it's a-
Manchester United.
So in terms
It's a battle
of
of inconsistency
Yes.
out of those 3.
So who's
And
gonna be the
most
least
consistent
consistent?
one out of the 3?
I think
And
it's,
also, who's got the deeper squad? And who's going to suffer with injuries coming up?
I still say Spurs will finish 4th.
Yeah, but Spurs have got difficult fixtures because they still have to play the top three.
The top three, yes. United also, in a way, no, except
Two.
Man United, they only have two.
Yeah, and United, when it comes to also like their goal difference, that's not going to help them in the long run.
Very fair point.
And United are horrible. Did you see how horrible they? No, I swear to you, it's by luck that United actually beat. I'm sorry, Marco. Congratulations for defeating Liverpool. But the United defense was horrible.
I think Manchester United faced too many shots. They allow the opposition to shoot too many times. They've had a lot of clean sheets this season, but not through their own defending, through the other team's lack of finishing off good opportunities. They face a lot of shots. And I think it's too many to finish fourth.
It's so as I was watching back the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Sorry, I know I'm jumping forward. You've got 6 defenders in the box, but they all almost like huddled in one area, and they allow Liverpool attackers space.
It's almost as if they're afraid to
infiltrate.
engage.
Yes. It was. I watched in.
So Liverpool, Manchester United is out based on what Len is saying.
No, I just
But
think
also the numbers, when you look at the
Yeah,
numbers
I
right now,
asked you
the
a question,
numbers are
eh?
not numbering.
Man United have a lot of points to make up.
Yeah.
They're 9 points behind Aston Villa. Yes, they have a game in hand on Villa. They're 6 points behind Spurs on the same number of
That's
fixtures
true.
played. I think that Manchester United have left themselves too much to do for fourth. I think fifth spot is there for them if one of the other teams drop off.
Yeah.
And fifth spot might be good enough for a Champions League spot next season.
Oh yes, with the new
Regular, with the
Yeah.
extra teams and thing.
Yeah, so
And
for me,
it's looking very likely that England will get that fifth spot into the Champions League. So Manchester United need to hope and pray that their rivals Arsenal and Man City continue to perform well in the Champions League, just to give England that extra spot, and then hope to finish fifth, or not hope, perform in a way.
hope
that
is not
means
the
that-
strategy.
Yeah.
So question I have, right, pertaining to teams in the Premier League. You are the powers that be at the London Stadium, the Olympic Stadium, right? Do you get rid of Moyes or do you keep him? Or do you wait for the quarterfinals of the Europa to decide whether you keep him or you lose him?
Well, there's no
Moyes
point
has
in
done
getting rid of
well.
Moyes now. at this
But
point.
why would you want to get rid of Moyes?
Because in the league, he hasn't necessarily been doing that well over the past couple of
why
games.
was West Ham?
2024
Yes.
was not great for West Ham in general, but
What
December
is the
they were
biggest-
phenomenal.
What was the biggest achievement of West Ham in the league? Finishing what?
I think they finished 6th last season, 6th or 7th. What?
A season before?
Historically, let me check.
David Moyes is the most successful
what-
West Ham manager really in recent memory because he won the
The conference.
European
Just check
Conference League.
the 3 seasons ago.
I'm checking.
Because
3
if you look
seasons 3 seasons ago, I think he still finished within in the top 10.
So David Moyes was West Ham manager. He was then replaced because they wanted a new philosophy. And
Yeah.
he ended up back at West Ham because it was so unsuccessful when he left.
and when currently he's sitting at number 7.
I think that if you say to me, David Moyes must go, you need
Okay.
to propose who replaces him to me for me to be convinced of that.
Graham Potter.
Potter.
Chief.
Okay,
like-
2020-2021 season, West Ham 6th position. The 21-22 season, 7th. The 22-23, 14th.
They're on brand. They're on brand.
Look, he's
He has achieved.
And currently sitting in 7th.
Actually
That's what I'm
done
saying.
okay, yeah.
no Moyes is well.
What crap do you have with Moyes? Man?
Okay.
No, none.
Do you want to hear the teams that they're above currently in the league?
I know.
Brighton, Wolves, Newcastle, Chelsea, Fulham. They're only behind Manchester United, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
There's no need to press panic buttons at West Ham. Reinforce a little
in
bit
Europe.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
You lost Declan Rice.
out of Europe.
Their time in Europe is very. Oh, actually, they could be the. Imagine they are the ones who caused the upset
How, Sway?
because there's the brand of football that Moisey plays.
could be what undoes.
What undoes Mr. Alonso?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a reason to panic.
I mean, Brighton suffered seriously under Roma, on aggregate at least,
Yeah.
in the Europa League. Didn't perform well. Brighton have been getting praises. I mean, De Zerbi is
The
being
Zebby boy.
named as a replacement at Barcelona, being named as a replacement at Manchester United, being named as a replacement at Liverpool, being named De Zerbi is the hot name on managerial football lips. Brighton are behind West Ham and out of Europe.
Well, Giuseppe was the talk of the town at the start of the season because of the type of football that Brighton were playing. But clearly, whether it's philosophy or it's
Playing
what do you call it?
personnel.
Yeah, it seemingly looks like Plan A and Plan B are not working for Giuseppe.
Yeah, that
It's
kind
personnel.
of strategy is the same thing with what company did. You come into Premier League, you play. A lot of times you have to don't be enterprising. It's a survival of the fittest. There, you know what I mean. You want to go at teams. You play this high line, fast paced football, and you expect that week in week out. It's difficult for players. You have to have depth.
Hence, I say I think maybe, just maybe, David Moyes could cause the biggest upset of 2024 in football
By beating
thus far.
Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Looking around our Premier League fixtures for the weekend as we're going to wrap up, and I still want to talk FA Cup.
Of course.
Burnley with a surprise 2-1 win over Brentford. We gave them no chance of that. Burnley coming out tops, struggled to hold on at the end of the game, but got over the line, got 3 points. And now,
That was pleasant.
I mean, mission impossible, but Nottingham Forest drew with Luton, which isn't a great result for either of them in terms of getting out of relegation. And then Forest deducted a further 4 points for financial transgressions, similar to that of Everton.
It's
You
looking
know,
bleak, man.
so Nottingham Forest punished for financial fair play regulations.
They are 19th now,
They're
right?
18th.
18th.
So they're still 4 points ahead of Burnley in 19th. Sheffield United, we imagine, are gone on 14 points. But they've now gone underneath the team that they drew with this weekend, Luton, with that 4 point deduction, meaning they're 1 point behind Luton in 18th, and Luton are now 17th and currently safe.
For now.
Luton will fancy their chances, especially with this.
I think Everton and Brentford would be the two happiest teams there with that points deduction for Forest, because that gives them a little bit of breathing room. And now you'd imagine that it's a 4-way battle for that last survival. Well, a 3-way battle for that last survival spot between Burnley, who are outsiders probably, but Forest and Luton are the two that are going to be competing to survive.
Yeah, it's
I think
crazy.
out of the two, between Burnley and Luton, I would put my money on Luton to actually survive
I agree with you 100%.
over Burnley.
Burnley
Because they have a
is-
bit of fight in them even.
Nah, there's nothing
Because
there.
they've got Ross Barkley. What
Amongst
a player.
others, and Andros Townsend.
I love Andros Townsend as well. A bit old in the legs, so
There's
he's
just-
an impact player from the bench. But
There's just a fighting spirit amongst Luton players.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
They just like
but so
They are unlucky.
Nuno is a wily old character, and I think he's
He
got
has done a
something
stellar
about
job
him.
there.
And he seems to do stellar jobs everywhere he goes, unless it's Saudi.
it's got issues with money.
So that's our Premier League wrap up. Obviously, we will look back at the Premier League in 2 weeks when it's back.
Yeah,
when it
just
returns.
before you close off there, I just read somewhere today that Fulham assistant coach, former Orlando Pirates forward, is joining Guinea as a
Head coach, yes.
as a head coach.
Luis
Luis
Boamorte.
Boamorte. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that report as well.
He's a Fulham legend.
Yes.
he's a Fulham legend, Portuguese. Yeah.
Okay.
Orlando Pirates legend.
It's on.
I'm asking. Just a question.
Why are you not claiming him, friend?
No.
Before
He
we
played
wrap
2
up on
games.
Premier League, Glenn Moleko, who's top of the league?
In the Premier League,
Yes.
it is. Let me
Look at
see.
him being modest. Hey.
A
Who's
bird,
top of the league again?
a bird that sings loud on top of the tree,
Will get
asking for the
swallowed.
stone.
No, it's asking for a stone.
Have you ever been swallowed, friend?
Yeah, no, it's don't worry. It's only alphabetical. That's why the team is there.
Wow.
No. It's not alphabetical.
You know, at the start of the season, that's what they do.
Yeah. But it's goal difference,
It's
my
goal
brother.
difference.
No, I know,
7
I know,
points ago.
I know. And I'm being modest here, guys. Work with me.
We're not working with you. We're not letting
Bye.
you.
No need to
Aye.
be modest, my friend. Take
Well
it.
done.
Take it. Bask in the sun.
So the the one competition that Arsenal are no longer involved in, that is still going, the champions to be.
What are you saying
Arsenal.
that? Because they're playing,
No,
they're
I'm
playing
trying.
Bayern
I'm trying to just say Arsenal's going to win the league.
No, but why are you saying they won't beat for? Why are you? Okay, wait.
The only competition that they're not in.
Okay, but
They're still in Champions League. That's what I'm saying.
Mara, who are they playing in Champions League?
Don't worry.
Bayern.
Also true.
Okay.
They lost, I think, the past 3 fixtures against Bayern in the top 16.
Also, who loves scoring goals against Arsenal?
It's Harry.
Harry Kane likes a goal against
Like,
Arsenal.
I'm just
But Len mentioned
asking.
something to me earlier. Was it this week, Len?
I can't remember.
I think last week when we were talking about it could be a revenge sort of like quarters.
I was saying the quarters are actually revenge matches. Arsenal used to suffer at the hands of Bayern Munich, season in, season out in the last 16.
Madrid suffered in the hands of
Madrid.
City.
City, Barcelona, PSG. Remember, it was 2017 when PSG hosted Barcelona, and I think PSG won something crazy like 4-0 or something.
When was this?
Barcelona went to
And came back,
to
yeah.
the camp, and Neymar, Messi, Suarez were just running amok. So I think of the 4 quarterfinal games,
2 are revenge.
no, 3 are revenge matches.
yes.
The other one is just everybody was hoping to get Borussia Dortmund, if we're being fair.
Or Atleti, who also don't look very
No.
strong. Aye. Did you watch?
Atleti at home in the Champions League, I think they haven't lost a game at home in something crazy like over
They
10
waste
years.
chances, those boys. They waste chances. Anyway, I was talking about the FA Cup, of course. Arsenal aren't in that one, which they won't mind one bit because they are pushing for something even greater, which is a Premier League title and
That's a
a
great feat,
push
though.
further in the Champions League, which they haven't done in quite some time. So well done to this current Arsenal batch, can't sing their praises high enough. Somehow the most boring fixture of the FA Cup quarterfinals this weekend was Manchester City versus Newcastle. Newcastle are tired, guys.
But
Shame.
we've been saying.
Now they've out of legs.
They're out of legs. And then when the deflections don't go your way, when you're trying to put bodies in the way, etc., and then it deflects
That's
and the
just when you
goalkeeper
know.
can do nothing, that's when you know.
The gap is just too much now.
But Man City just managed the game once they were leading. They just managed that game and it never looked like anything else happening. And that's why it was the most boring fixture. Not because it was an awful game, but it was just boring because the other 3 fixtures in this FA Cup quarter final were insane.
Oh.
They were exciting.
Yep.
Coventry City upsetting Wolves. Coventry deserved it, if we're honest. Coventry really deserved it. Most of the game, they were the better side. Then they got punished by what you call Premier League quality. Do you know what I'm saying? Where you can play a game badly, but you've got 1 or 2 players that have such quality that they pull you out of a hole.
Yes.
It looked like Wolves were out, gone. They were trailing 1-0 the whole game, had nothing going for them.
And then boom.
Then boom, equalize. This is going to extra time. Boom, 2-1 to Wolves. And the commentator says, and Wolves are through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup.
Prematurely.
The curse of the commentator. Coventry City, don't lie down. Quality play. Equalize. 2-2. Commentator says, it's going to extra time. No, it's not. All they needed was stoppages, hit again, and they're through.
First time in, is it 37 years?
And
They haven't
Coventry
found
City, they were in a final 37 years
They
ago, I
actually
believe.
won the final against Spurs.
So, Coventry City, they
That's
will
when
be
you were like
facing
4, ne?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I think I was 3.
Okay.
3 or 4. somewhere
probably the draw Manchester United were hoping for.
there. Do they really want to?
I think I'd rather face Chelsea.
Yes.
You're scared of Coventry?
No, I'm
Unpredictable.
not scared of Coventry. It's obviously the draw that you want. Manchester United at Wembley. Manchester United have a lot of success at Wembley. They do very well in FA Cup, the final stages in the FA Cup. They were in the final against the very good Man City side last season who went on to win the treble. Manchester United against Coventry. Man United got there in spectacular drama against Liverpool. Manchester United, the early stages of the first half, looked the better side. They were leading 1-0. They could have gone 2 ahead, maybe 3 ahead. They had the opportunities. Liverpool, Man United just crumbled in the last few minutes of the first half, conceded 2, then trailed for most of the second half.
And then
And then a late goal from Anthony takes it to extra time. Marcus Rashford could have finished it off
So
already,
many
then
times,
should
actually.
have
Yep.
had a great opportunity to finish the game off, keep it from going to stoppage time. Then Liverpool go ahead in extra time. Manchester United then pull one back. And then on the counter attack, after Liverpool applying pressure to try and win the game and keep it from going to penalties, young Ahmad, who I'm so delighted for, I love him as a player.
What a beautiful goal.
And then
He got a red, didn't he?
yes, he was
Yeah,
on
for
a yellow
second yellow.
card.
Yes.
He took off his shirt for the
Celebration, yes.
celebration to do the Messi, here's my name, and gets a red card. But I don't think anyone cares too much about that.
He had to introduce himself, and I don't. It was. I agree with Shorts. It was. If you're a player, that's one of the red cards. Will be like, you know what? It does not matter.
Yeah,
He'll still get fined for it though by the club. I was gonna say, I think
But he
Liverpool-
was gutted.
Yeah.
You could tell in the.
yeah,
in the-
he forgot that he had a yellow card,
Yeah.
so he apologized
But
to
the
the fans about
adrenaline,
it.
and also, sorry, Len, sorry. And also, it's one of those rules in football that to me, it does not make sense. Football is a game of emotions, and taking out your
Do you
t-shirt
do you remember when that rule came into place?
because of messages that people were writing.
No. It was an undershirt issue. So Nike had a range of undershirts where it was two shirts like sewn into each other, and it wasn't sewn at the bottom. It was an undershirt to keep sweat off your body.
Yeah, climate.
What would happen is players would take their shirt off to celebrate a goal, and it took them so long to get the shirt back on because when you rip off the shirt, it comes out in like two pieces. So it was really hard to put back on, and it wasted a lot of time. So they made a rule: don't remove your shirt.
So
But I
thanks to
think-
Nike, basically.
But I think subsequent to that, because of
Political messaging.
political
From what I've
messaging-
read.
Jesus and whatever. Yeah.
I'm saying subsequent to the.
But you don't get a yellow card for just lifting your shirt and showing a message. Only removing the shirt completely.
I think you do get a.
No, but then why me? Who was why me? And
Why
didn't
Why
he get-
always me?
Why always me?
Balotelli.
Yeah, yeah.
Balotelli. He did remove the shirt
Yeah.
completely.
No.
he
No,
just
he
went-
was just. But the message.
Yeah, but he also remember that one
That was another
for
goal.
Italy. Anyway,
I was
so
gonna
It
say
doesn't make
Liverpool.
sense to me, that rule,
Liverpool-
honestly.
Liverpool, I think they lost the game. At some point, I don't know if this was Klopp thinking, okay, cool. I'm FA Cupping, I'm leaguing,
it's hard to push on all fronts.
I'm Europa League, and my squad is thinning here and there. People have been injured. And then he took off Szoboszlai, I think around somewhere between the 70th
Who's
and the,
just
Yeah.
come back from injury.
Yes.
You have to be fair.
and then he took off Mohamed Salah, right? On the anticipation, because I think at the time the score was still 2-1.
2-1.
To Liverpool. But that was on the anticipation that, okay, we'll just push this game to the end and then cool.
I wish you were the journalist there and you asked him this question.
You're going to say, that's a stupid question.
And then walk off.
And then criticize your physique.
I think he's more than welcome to. I'll even help him criticize my physique.
No way, but you think it was intentional?
What?
No, he didn't lose the game on purpose. He's saying it was naive to make those substitutions.
Yes, I
that
think-
you were overconfident that the game was done and
Anyway.
dusted.
Yeah, so I think those could have been swings for him. Even if United had equalized and took the game to extra time, I think you'd still want to have the legs of Szoboszlai. You still want to have the legs of Mo Salah actually assisting you in that extra time there so that you don't find yourself wanting. Because I think the more the game went on, the more Liverpool found themselves wanting.
I want to move on from that fixture. Just so that we can wrap up.
I'm sure
I
you
think
want
it's Manchester United
It's
fans
time,
will be
French.
delighted with that. It was a very good performance. It was a good game from both sides. I think Man United played well. Unana seems to be
saves.
playing really well in recent weeks. Since
confidence is coming
AFCON,
back,
since
yeah.
he came back from AFCON, Unana has actually performed really, really well for Manchester United. So respect to him. And then respect to the players who did a job for the team. Bruno Fernandes playing in centre back for the last bit of the game, just playing for the side. So Manchester United will be on a high. It doesn't mean that Liverpool's not a good side. Liverpool were fantastic. Man United were also fantastic. And you can see this FA Cup could mean a lot to them. And they'll be wanting to play in that final where they'll probably face Manchester City because they play against the Chelsea side who I think were lucky to get through against Leicester.
Yeah, they were lucky.
Chelsea blows hot and cold. I've said this, but
And considering how they started, I mean, they started very strongly in that
But
Leicester match.
Let's be
I mean,
fair to Chelsea.
yeah.
They were in a League Cup final. They're now in the FA Cup semi-final. They're doing quite well in the cup competitions.
so they must just be a cup team, Nji.
Hey, maybe next season they
Their
come back.
coach was saying that, you know what, I mean, if they make it all the way, it would have been 2 finals, you know. I think fans will want to see him getting to the final and actually lifting the trophy at the end of the
Yeah.
day. No one remembers who
Well-
finished second.
Will Chelsea's season be a failure if they win the FA Cup?
No,
Chelsea's season is a failure already.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tricky one
Because they will qualify for Europa League if they win the FA Cup. They'll get automatic qualification for the Europa League.
That's a bit of a and
That's a bit of a win.
and they're gonna play the Community Shield, which they might win. You know,
Against who?
So I
Against
understand Chelsea fans won't be happy with how the season's gone at all. You can't finish 10th or 11th or whatever. You know that 10th place is singing their name already.
I'm saying this season is already a failure based on what kind of
But
a Chelsea. Chelsea, it's a top 6 team. Let's not even top 6, top 4 team.
yeah, Chelsea
And
should
then
be
you are down
challenging
there.
for titles.
Yeah, you are down at number 10. This season is
It's
already
not
a
good
failure.
enough.
It's not good
but
enough.
if they win
But
an
we've-
FA
we've-
Cup,
we've
that
spoken
would be
about
a
why they're finding themselves in this position. Did we not say?
It's taking too long.
Todd Bowley. But
Yes, the
if they
money
were
guy.
to win the FA Cup, what a consolation that would be.
It's a consolation, not a redeemer.
Jeez, as good a consolation as you get.
Yeah.
says a guy whose team wins the MTN 8 and is like, yeah, at least we've got a cup.
No,
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying
No. I will respond on behalf of that guy.
Okay.
MTN 8, ne? It's one of those cups that if we're talking about economics right now, right? It's one of the simplest cup to win, and then it's more rewarding.
8 million.
You play few games and then you get like 8 million
And a respectable trophy.
and a respectable trophy. It's the easiest if you are a team and you can manage to win that. Big ups on you. You know your economics.
Okay. Red card in that
Red card.
game against Leicester. And Chelsea won it after that red card. In the last minute, they scored in extra time, or stoppage time rather. They scored 2 goals.
It was quite unfortunate because when you saw Leicester equalize, you would see, in fact, the very first goal, because it was a 2, Chelsea was leading 2-0. And the moment that one goal was scored, you started to see the game open up and Leicester was really coming for them. So, them losing one player really was at their detriment.
Hey, Leicester going to win the championship
Yeah.
and come
I was
right
gonna
back
say
anyway.
they've got bigger problems to worry about. They just want promotion.
But speaking
even
of
Coventry.
promotion,
Yes, please,
speaking of
darling.
promotion with Leicester, remember I read somewhere that as much as they will possibly get promoted into the top flight, but they also have financial fair play situations that
Where they might get
lose
deducted points.
and not even
That'll
get
be
promoted.
interesting.
There's also that.
No.
But we want to see if
so
that is going to be
They
the
might,
case.
they might
said
start
the-
next season
the
with a
points
deduction.
is going to be applicable to wherever they find themselves next season.
So while they get
So
themselves
if
in,
they're in the Premier League, they might start on -10.
minus 10.
so the negative is starting now.
Perhaps.
Ha.
We'll see. Red card in that game. I saw a hilarious Instagram post on it saying, "Is this a red card?" And they showed the thing. And then someone said, "It's a clear goal scoring opportunity, but it was on Nicholas Jackson, so it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity. It should have just been yellow.
Okay, I don't get it. It's fine.
He doesn't score goals."
Okay, because I was like, what?
And so it was a harsh red, because if it was a challenge, if it wasn't on Nicholas Jackson, then it's a red. But because it was on him, it should just be a yellow, because it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity.
The Darwin Nunes
but-
situation.
But that's how Chelsea find themselves in the semi-final, and that's all because they have to play Manchester City in that. And let's be honest, City are flying.
No, but I think Chelsea on a good day, they can really give City.
They have done
They
it
can at
because-
Wembley. It
and
can
it's
happen.
Wembley, it's
But
50-50.
we don't think so. And I think this might hurt City because they're the last ones to be playing on all these fronts, so many games, challenging in all areas on a harder Premier League season than what they faced last season.
Yeah,
So
Without a
more
goalkeeper.
challenging. Liverpool and Arsenal are pushing. I don't know. I don't fancy City to win the league. I won't be surprised if they do. But I think they're challenging on too many fronts. I think Arsenal have an advantage there.
Hey, I agree. They are busy parading their trebles here. Their treble is there somewhere in Cape Town, there by the beach there. but it's fine.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
as well, I think it's gonna be a difficult fixture for City, honestly speaking. You know, and I mean, we saw what Chelsea can do against Manchester City. It's just like I think it's the influence of Sterling and Palmer. You know, playing against their old teams, they always want to prove a point. You know, but
I
we'll
saw
see.
Palmer playing. He was quite indecisive. In the previous match, I did not really enjoy him.
Well, he was better than Sterling. Oh, but he was
Sterling
awful.
had the worst day,
He was awful.
Yeah,
There's a free
shame.
kick that I thought it was
and he
conversion
went
of a
all the way
rugby.
Anyway,
Neo Isaac saying Nicholas Jackson is the future Ballon d'Or winner. Hey, that's
wow.
you know Monaco's still waiting for their Ballon d'Or clause for Martial when they sold him to Manchester United. They're still waiting for that money. Anyway, thank you so much to everyone. Len Moleko, Tsepi Worldwide,
Darling.
Super Sub. Any final thoughts?
Good luck, Bafana
Good luck,
against
Bafana.
Andorra.
And good luck to them once again against Algeria next week, which will be broadcast after we are live with you once again with us and Betways. Remember to stay onside with
be
us and
onside.
Betway. Don't be offside, be onside. Thank you, Len Moleko, Tepi Worldwide, and
you,
Super
babe.
Sub
Danko.
Danko.
means thank you.
Booyah.
Bye.
I love that whistle, bro. We've come a long way.